Hi there. I'm going to keep this short and focused because it's just an introduction to a question we're going to be going over for the next couple of weeks. Just how many deleted scenes were there in House of the Dragon Season 2? Because it turns out there were quite a few for Daenerys. You see, I thought that the brief shot we had of Daenerys from behind hatching the dragons in it, in a vision, I thought that was just CGI. It turns out they had a body double. And the actress posted on Instagram and explained that she filmed a lot more than that. Well, a lot is relative, but they made her a reproduction of Daenerys' wedding dress. Well, to read it off, the actress's name is Imogen Ruby Little. She said, quote, "My pleasure to join the cast of House of the Dragon and step into the role of Daenerys. An honor to follow in the footsteps of Emilia Clarke and bring such an influential character to life. Even for a minute in time, I had a blast." So much of the footage we got didn't make it past the editing room, but absolutely over the moon to have been given this opportunity. You get the sense there are going to be a lot of deleted scenes for Season 2, and I do not blame the writers once all of the hype people whining dies down, that in terms of the actual people running analysis channels, even the book fan sites have the same consensus that there was a writer's strike and they couldn't do the on-the-ground rewrites, live rewrites and reshoots they needed to do. So maybe 2 or 3 scenes, like episodes 5 and 6, needed a little bit of a tune-up for rewrites, and you could feel like, more than any other character, it felt like there should have been more Helena scenes. Not just that there should have been, that it felt like there were missing scenes. And it works as aired, but it could have been a lot better. Just as Season 1, but to a lesser degree, there's always deleted scenes in some respect, that there were deleted Rhaenyra Alicent scenes of, like, Rhaenyra reacting to the news that Alicent is marrying her father. They really should have kept that in. But in this case, it goes beyond just the usual bickering have deleted scenes. That on top of there was a writer's strike, they said it wasn't our idea to do this. The studio made us have an only 8-episode season, and rather than truncate it and put the finale battle without enough setup, we said, look, we're going to do it right or not at all, so we're just going to stop at episode 8, and what was episodes 9 and 10 will be the season 3 premiere. We're not going to water that down, and I respect that choice, much as it left Season 2 not ending with a big climax. The alternative was worse. So, the more I hear about this, I've been following this closely, and I haven't heard of that many deleted scenes that they've mentioned in interviews yet. I normally try to pay attention to that. The only other thing I heard of was the Alicent actress saying there was another sex scene, but they cut it, and that sounds like something you could cut for time. But the other thing is, I'm going to make a separate video about this, Kragan Stark was going to come south with the Winter Wolves, that we saw that in behind-the-scenes footage. I mean, it's there, it's circulating now. And in the final version, he's not, so what are they doing? And we have spy photos of Rhaena trying and failing to claim Sheep Stealer and falling off of him. So this is just an introduction to this. Please like and subscribe. We are going to be picking this thing apart through Christmas break. That the work has only just begun. During the active airing season, we're just keeping pace with episode-to-episode reviews. If you've liked my content and like my analysis, which is based on research and reading comprehension, a lot of footwork and research and note-taking, and not just, it's 90% perspiration of going through every interview of what exactly happened. And I'm not doing this to crucify the writing staff. Whereas Game of Thrones had terrible writers who were being held up by the studio throwing money at the problem, House of the Dragon still has my full confidence as writers. I mean, people yelling at Sarah Hess, she wrote episode 2, that thing's going to win an Emmy for everyone. Even in the finale, she wrote this script that had this wonderful exchange where Alan is confronting his father Corlys. These are great writers. I don't feel that they said this isn't what they wanted to do, and they need to take their time with Season 3. They just said there's going to be 4 seasons. We thought that. I kind of hope Season 4 will be expanded and split into 2 seasons, because they need more episodes. It was never going to last for 7, but Season 2, I think, through all of this adversity, they managed to make something functional. But it's like the difference between the Lord of the Rings theatrical cut versus the extended cut. And whereas season 1 was a lot like Fellowship of the Ring, where you could tell, oh, there's a scene missing here or there. Now we're like Return of the King theatrical cut, where Saruman doesn't die in it, and they kind of leave that trailing, because, well, by that point they knew everyone was getting the DVDs anyway. The extended edition is definitive. But I've been following this closely, and up to now, we haven't heard of that many deleted scenes, other than I really think they intended to do more with Helena. Like, they had the whole behind-the-scenes video in episode 1 of showing her room and how she has all these prophetic writings in it. They never actually showed that off on camera. And for the amount of work they put into it, I wonder if there was going to be another more detailed scene. Or Helena's scene in episode 8, while good, really felt like there was another setup scene right before it, that she just walks in her nightgown, why does everyone hate us? Is this reacting to another scene that was cut? Helena, more than any other character, I felt was truncated. You could tell things were missing, and I know she doesn't really do much at this point in the book anyway. And don't even get into the Kragan and Jane Aaron. That was a conscious choice to maybe push their content to next season or something, or Daeron. He's coming next season. But this is the first time we've heard that this is not supposition. This is the stunt actress, the double who played Daenerys, saying, oh, there's this whole thing where I was in a wedding dress, and here's a photo of me in the Daenerys wedding dress. It might not have been that much. It obviously wouldn't have dialogue in it. And, we're probably reading into this a bit, and she just... a lot didn't make it past the writing, the editing room. That's subjective, I know. But we would have had maybe more things in that vision. And it's more what this implies, that there was a lot more other stuff that maybe would have helped the season get smoothed out. So I don't know if they'd ever put out an edited version. They never do. They never do, even when they're wonderful deleted scenes. But I am on the writer's side of just how much they had to cram into this. And they did not want an 8-episode season. They wanted more than this. I'm starting to reassess all that, so please like and subscribe. Like I said, next couple of months, we're going to be picking apart every interview, every behind-the-scenes thing. Not aggressively, just we like to know. We want to assess, well, what was going on behind the scenes. Overall, I liked Season 2. I just felt it, theatrical versus extended cut. We really want those deleted scenes. They would have added a lot more.